NordicTrack X24 is possibly the best treadmill that you can put in your home. But there's one big drawback that might be a deal breaker for some of you, so make sure to stick around to the end. Is the NordicTrack X24 worth the price? Let's dig in. Quick shout out to NordicTrack for sending the X24 for review. It was pretty cool when they reached out and asked if I wanted to review it, because I've been using NordicTrack for about 20 years now. And back when I was in high school playing basketball, I ran on a NordicTrack treadmill a lot. And it is still kicking over in my parents' basement gym. If you do want to check out the NordicTrack X24, make sure to check out the link down in the description. If you use that link, it does help out the channel at no additional cost to you. The first thing that you will definitely notice is this treadmill is an absolute monster. It is 71.5 inches long, it is 38.5 inches wide, and it is 73.5 inches tall. My wife is the one that wanted this to go in the bedroom because she said that if the treadmill was in the bedroom, she would use it more often versus if it were upstairs. And I told her what the dimensions were ahead of time and said, are you sure that you want this treadmill in the bedroom? And she said, absolutely. I want to make sure that I actually use it. And once she saw what those dimensions look like in reality, there was a little bit of regret that she put it in the bedroom. But it's here now, and I told her that it's not gonna be moving anytime soon because I don't wanna move it. The NordicTrack X24 weighs a whopping 445 pounds. So this thing is built to take a beating, which is a good thing, obviously. However, just keep that in mind if you're planning on putting this on an upper floor. Make sure you have enough support for it. It does have a 400-pound weight capacity though, so it is going to work for any manner of users. It has a 4.25 continuous horsepower motor, so this thing is a beast all the way around. One thing that I noticed that was a little bit interesting to me is when you look at this, the walking deck doesn't look as big as it actually is. I think it's just based on the way that they've made the shape of the frame and the shroud around the deck, but it is a quite sizable walking deck. It's 60 inches long and 22 inches wide. And it is a quite high walking deck. It has a 14-inch step up, so do keep that in mind if you have limited mobility. And one thing that I do like about the deck is that it has some good shock absorption without going too far to the extreme and feeling bouncy. Another important measurement to keep in mind is when you're at max incline, where my feet hit particularly, it's about 27 inches off the ground. So keep that in mind if you have low ceilings. Make sure not only do you have the width and the length to accommodate the X24, make sure you also have the height to accommodate it as well. And that brings me to one of the coolest features about this treadmill, which is that it goes to a staggering 40-degree incline, which is absolutely wild and was kind of strange to experience for the first time. And the first time that I got on this treadmill, of course, the first thing that I wanted to do was immediately set it to 40 degrees incline, and I almost fell backwards off of the treadmill. And as a quick note, if you want to burn calories fast, because me, as a power lifter, I will do cardio because I need to do cardio for health purposes. However, I don't love doing cardio. And so for me, I want to go as hard as I can to get the most benefit out of the cardio as fast as I can. And a little bit of a pro tip for you guys out there who want to burn calories faster, going at a higher incline at a slower pace burns more calories than going on a flat surface at a faster pace. Speaking of speed and incline, the NordicTrack X24 has a max speed of 12 miles an hour, which is pretty standard for a treadmill. And depending on what level of incline or decline you're at, there is a speed cap for safety purposes. You can go the full 12 miles per hour at 0% incline all the way up to 15% incline. The speed is capped at 8 miles per hour at 16 degrees up to 25 degrees and is capped at 6 miles per hour from 25.5 degrees all the way up to the max incline of 40 degrees. In decline, the speed is capped at 9 miles per hour from -1/2 to -1, 8.5 miles per hour from -1.5 to -2, 8 miles per hour at -2.5 to -3, 7 miles per hour at -3.5 to -4.5, and 6 miles per hour at -5 to -6%. For those of you who are doing HIIT intervals, the ramp up speed of the motor is pretty fast. It goes from 1 mile per hour all the way up to 12 miles per hour at only about 15 seconds. And the ramp up speed of the incline motor is relatively fast as well. It goes all the way from -6 decline up to 40 incline in about 29 or 30 seconds. And the NordicTrack X24 isn't the quietest treadmill that I've ever used. You can probably hear the noise level right now, unless my microphone is canceling out and I just sound like a dummy right now. But it's relatively loud at max speed. That is not a knock on NordicTrack. I mean, after all, motorized treadmills use motors, and motors make noise. And the more power you're using from the motor, the more noise it makes. And I'm not aware of another treadmill that can do what the X24 does that is quieter than the X24. And if you're interested in seeing more content like this, consider subscribing. And the X24 does have a great warranty to go along with the product as well. It has a lifetime motor warranty, a 10-year frame warranty, 2-year part warranty, and a 1-year labor warranty. And the X24 is equipped with a 24-inch touchscreen, and it can tilt forward and back quite a bit to accommodate different viewing angles and different heights. And it also does swivel. So if you are doing follow along workouts that are off treadmills, such as the iFit strength workouts or yoga workouts, you can view the screen while not on the treadmill. However, keep in mind, depending on how you have it rotated and where exactly you're standing, you can see that these upright handles do block a decent chunk of the screen, so be mindful of that with how you're positioning it. The physical buttons of the X24 are pretty minimal. There's incline up and down, volume up and down, start stop, fan up and down, and speed up and down. And one of my few complaints about the X24 is the buttons don't feel super responsive. They can feel a little bit sluggish if you are hitting the button, say, multiple times to get a larger adjustment. If you hit it too fast consecutively, it will not register some of those hits. So let's say I hit the incline up 5 times, it might only register 2 of those hits and adjust by 2 notches. But with that being said, if you are making a larger adjustment, it makes a lot more sense to use the quick adjustments that are listed on the screen. On the left side of the screen, you have the incline quick adjustments, and on the right, you have the speed adjustments. The speed adjustments are listed in 1 degree increments, so you can just simply tap the speed that you want. And then on the incline, it's in 5 degree increments, and then you can just tap whatever incline you want, which is almost exclusively how I make those adjustments. And it actually took me several weeks of owning the X24 to even realize the sluggishness of the physical controls. But the screen is pretty bright, so even if I'm running during the daytime, which isn't super often, I'm normally running at nighttime. If it's during the daytime, I'm often running outside, but it's bright enough that I can still see the screen even with the glare coming from the window. The speakers do sound fairly nice. They're plenty loud and they're pretty clear. I don't really have any complaints there. And then underneath that, we have the fan. The fan is fine. You know, it puts out plenty of force. It does a good job. The only complaint there is, since it is a fixed fan, it's not adjustable and you can't control where it's hitting you. And for reference, for me at 6 foot tall, it's kind of pushing right up towards my chest, which is fine. But now let's focus a bit more on iFit itself, because a lot of the features and benefits of the NordicTrack X24 is centered around the iFit experience. With iFit, assuming that you have a paid iFit membership, you have access to 10,000 plus workouts, they claim. I've not scrolled through all of them, but I believe it because there are a lot of trainer-led workouts on here, including strength training, yoga, indoor cardio, and outdoor cardio. Personally, I have almost exclusively only done either the outdoor cardio or watched when doing cardio. While it would be more ideal to actually be able to go outdoors into nature to do the cardio, that's not always feasible. Maybe you live in an urban area, maybe you live in an unsafe area, maybe you have small children that can't really tag along with you and keep up quite yet. Maybe the weather's bad, or maybe you're like me and you work a ton and you only have any free time at all when everyone has gone to bed. The outdoor workouts allow you to kind of be outdoors, even if it's not convenient for you to actually be outdoors. Plus, you can see locations that you might not ever have the opportunity to see in real life. One of the coolest things about these workouts is the smart adjust. So if you're not conditioned enough to be able to keep up with the iFit trainer quite yet, you can adjust the incline down or adjust the speed down, and it will remember those selections to better adjust the workouts to you moving forward. Or fast forward into the future, maybe you're so advanced that it's not a challenge for you, you can speed up the workouts or increase the incline, and it will remember those selections so that the workouts continue to be a challenge for you. You can also do a trainer-led workout while streaming video. So let's say that you want to do a trainer-led workout and watch time, you can do that, and there's independent volume controls for each. So if you still want to be able to hear the trainer somewhat, you can do that. Or if you just want to silence the trainer entirely and have the workout go automatically, still adjusting your speed and your incline while watching, you can also do that. If you want to get yourself an iFit membership, there's a couple of options. There's iFit Train, which is $15 a month, and that gets you a single user access to the library of 10,000 plus workouts, the Smart Adjust feature, the heart rate based training mode if you have a compatible heart rate monitor, the AI coach, and app integration with Strava, Garmin, and Apple Health. For $39 a month, you can get iFit Pro, which gets you all of the same stuff, plus an additional for users, the workout creator, which is actually pretty fun. You can set your own intervals or do time, distance, or calorie target workouts. You can set workouts wherever you want on the map. You could, for example, train for a 5K at a specific location, kind of. You can run at a specific location and see images as you run. It's kind of like using the Google Maps Street View, but it automatically updates as you run. And even cooler, you still get the benefit of the incline adjusting automatically to the elevation of the terrain. And you get entertainment streaming, and that is what I said at the beginning might be a deal breaker for a lot of you out there. The ability to stream your apps is locked behind a paid iFit membership. Without a subscription, you still have access to manual mode, and you have access to a handful of the trainer-led workouts, provided that you sign up for a free iFit membership. I 100% understand and support the fact that most of the trainer-led workouts are locked behind a membership. After all, I don't work for free, and I don't expect other people to work for free, so you should have to pay for that. However, I don't like the fact that my streaming apps that I pay for are locked behind a paywall. Many of you considering the X24 are also going to be considering the iFit membership. And if you're planning on using the X24 in conjunction with a paid iFit membership, then absolutely go for it. This is a no-brainer. But for those of you watching who weren't interested in an iFit membership, that is probably a deal breaker for you. The price of the NordicTrack X24 is $2,999.99, which, if I understand correctly, is actually a price decrease because it used to be close to $4,000, at least from what I've seen online. So that's good news. But also take into account the price of the iFit membership, assuming that you are planning to get one of those. But of course, make sure to check out the link in the description to check for current pricing or to see if there's a sale on or anything like that. Now, as far as where my recommendation stands, I think if you are planning to get this in conjunction with the iFit membership anyway, and you have the cash laying around, you have the space for a monstrous treadmill, then absolutely, this is a no questions asked, hands down, do recommend this treadmill. Also, if you really only care about doing manual mode and you don't care about streaming, which I feel like is a very small percentage of you out there, but if you fall into that category, then yeah, I would still also recommend this. However, if you only wanted a really good treadmill that you can stream your services on and you have no interest in the iFit membership, then of course you're kind of in a tough spot because you're either going to have to pony up for an iFit membership so that you can have access to your streaming apps, or you'll have to find a different premium tier treadmill. And again, a reminder, if you want to help out the channel and you use the link down in the description, it will help out at no additional cost to you. Let me know what you think about the X24 down in the comments. As always, God bless you and your family, and we'll see you in the next one. True runners are probably watching this being like, man, look at that powerlifting ogre heel stomping all over that treadmill.